So you want to learn how to code, but then there's like 12 million languages existing right now, from Python to C Sharp to C++, Java, Go, Rust, Swift, JavaScript, everything. There's a lot, and I get it. It's so confusing, but then I'm going to help you today to discover what language is the best for you. Now, something that y'all just need to understand, and I'm going to hold your hand as I'm telling you this. Here's my hand. Here's my hand. There is no one language fits all. There is no one size fits all when it comes to programming, computer science, and all that stuff. Because, truth be told, there is not a single software developer from, let's say, Canada, a software developer from, let's say, Kenya, a software developer from Australia, a software developer from Austria. There's no single moment that all these software developers will have the exact same tech stack. And like, let's be for real, whether you want to code an app, land your dream job, or just flex to your friends, I can code something. I can make you guys a website. I'm going to help you. So first of all, you have to define your goals. Do you want a language that is super easy to learn, but also super easy to write and has the simplest syntax to ever exist? Go for Python. Do you want to build websites? JavaScript. Do you want to build iOS apps? Go for Swift. Do you want to build Android apps? Go for Java. And do you want to dabble in the world of AI and data science and such? I'm gonna send you back to Python. Now, let me start with Python. Now, with Python is the easiest language to learn, and it's the one language that is recommended for beginners everywhere. I'm going to collect like all the 50 best language tutorials. All of them would recommend Python. If you want to dabble in the field of data science, there's frameworks, there's libraries such as Pandas, TensorFlow, PyTorch, NumPy. There's all those libraries that kind of help you in dabbling into the world of data science. And currently, data science is a rapidly growing field because like there's machine learning and AI and automation of everything and all that. When it comes to training the models, you kind of need Python for that. So yeah, if you're interested in that stuff, I'd recommend just go for Python. It's super easy. And if you're interested in websites, that's number 2, I'd recommend that you learn JavaScript. Actually, I wouldn't recommend, I'd order you to actually learn JavaScript, because with websites, web development, front-end web development, back-end web development, full-stack web development, it all relies on JavaScript. And with JavaScript, you can go ahead and like build the app with like HTML and CSS, but then it's kind of obvious that you need to learn HTML and CSS because HTML is like the backbone. Let's take the human body, for example. HTML is the skeleton, CSS is the flesh and everything, that's the styling, and like JavaScript is the internal organs. Basically, it runs the app and it brings functionality to the page. So if you're interested in like website development, I'd recommend that you learn JavaScript, and you'll have to learn frameworks much later as you advance and you're familiar with vanilla JavaScript. This is JavaScript with no frameworks or anything. And for the backend, I'd recommend that you learn Node.js. That is very popular. For the front end, you can learn React, Vue, Next. There's so many frameworks, honestly, for the front end. Just pick the one that suits you best and work with it. Personally, I'd recommend React because honestly, that's what I know. And where I'm from, it's kind of needed in like the job descriptions. Next, if you're interested in like app development, mobile app development, if you're an iPhone girly, you love iPhone and everything, I recommend that you learn Swift. But then with Android, it's a bit more versatile. I recommend learn Java. From what I've seen with most people, they mostly learn Java, and then when they want to double in like really deeply, most of them learn Kotlin, because Kotlin has an easier syntax than Java. It's kind of based on Java, but then Kotlin is a simpler version of Java. So, do you want to learn how to build games? I'd recommend C Sharp and C++. With C Sharp, you can use it with Unity. With C++, you can use it with the Unreal Engine. And if you're going for like the God war level of greatness, I'd recommend go for C++. And you'll be able to build the games that you're super used to, you know, playing for 10 hours every day. We listen, but we don't judge. But then if you're interested in deep systems and like hardware, I'd recommend you learn C and Rust. They might be challenging, but then it's to be expected with low-level languages. Low-level languages are those languages which are much closer to the language of the computer, and it's much easier for the user to for the computer to understand rather than the user, and it kind of reduces the time of processing between, you know, converting the programming language to compiling it, then taking it through the assembler, then finally converting it into binary code in a form that the computer can understand. If you happen to have the common dream among developers, you know, with developers, it's learn the programming languages, build up your portfolio, put all the shit in the resume, and finally apply to go into a Mang company. Mang, that's Meta, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, and Google. Those are like it's like Silicon Valley. It is Silicon Valley. It's like the trifecta. Is it tri? It's actually the hexafactor, if there's such a word, of like companies among programmers. If you're interested in getting into that and like it's your dream to like work with them, I'd recommend that you learn Go or Java, because most of their legacy code is written in that. Look, with coding and programming in general, you necessarily don't have to get everything perfect. It's a matter of building, the project crashes, and then you learn from the issue in such a way that you're able to write your code much more efficiently. And honestly, that's how we all learn. There's no certain point where one can just come up and say, yo, I'm the best developer to ever exist, I don't struggle, da da da. Even senior devs struggle, junior devs, senior devs, we all struggle. And honestly, that's how it is. And with time, you will get to learn. So if you did enjoy this video, be sure to drop a like and leave down in the comments what language are you going to pick based on this video. And if you still have a hard time, honestly, just leave it down in the comments and I'll help you choose. Bye.